My daughter Clara is 7 years old. She tells people whatever she wants. Last spring, she told her entire class I was a professional deep-sea diver. The year before that, she told her ballet teacher our dog could count to 10. So when Mrs. Calloway called, I assumed more of the same. Mr. Vance, Clara has been telling the other children about a lighthouse your family owns on the coast. She's been very specific. A yellow front gate, a stone path that goes crooked in the middle, a storage shed with fishing nets still hanging inside. I almost laughed. I'll have a talk with her. She also mentioned a woman named Iris who lives nearby and taught her to braid rope. When Clara got home, I sat her down. Mrs. Calloway called about a lighthouse. She didn't blink. The one by the rocks. Clara, we don't own a lighthouse. Grandma does. My mother passed away 3 years ago. Clara was 4. Where did you hear about this? She took me. You were on your work trip. Dad brought me to stay with Grandma and she showed me the nets. Iris next door taught me how to do the knots. My hands went flat on the table. I called my sister Renee that night. Did Mum have property on the coast, anything at all? Long silence. Where is this coming from? Clara's been telling her class about it. A lighthouse, a yellow gate, a neighbour named Iris. Renee didn't speak for a long time. There's a keeper's cottage out past Dunmore Point. Mum inherited it from Uncle Ray in the 90s. When she died, I found the deed and honestly didn't know what to do, so I kept paying the property fees and let it sit. I was going to tell you, but things were hard. And then years just went. Iris, I said. Iris Collum. She's been the neighbour out there for as long as I can remember. She and Mum used to walk the rocks every morning. I drove out the following Sunday, 2 hours down the coast. When I turned onto the lane, I already knew, from Clara's description, the crooked stone path, the yellow gate, paint peeling now but still yellow, the storage shed to the left with the door slightly open. Inside the shed, the nets were still there. The cottage smelled like my mother. Wool and salt and the particular soap she always kept by every sink her whole life. On the windowsill, a small jar of sea glass she had been collecting. Clara had mentioned the jar. Iris came over that afternoon, older than I expected, with a walking stick and sharp eyes. She shook my hand and said she had been hoping someone would come back. Your mother brought the little girl here, she said. Quiet child. Serious. Wanted to know the name of every knot. My daughter was 4 when her grandmother died. Iris looked at me steadily. The girl I remember was older than that. I stayed the weekend. I oiled the gate. I walked the rocks in the morning the way my mother used to. My brother thinks Clara must have overheard adults talking years ago and built a world around it. Maybe. But she has never once wavered. She doesn't tell it like a story she invented. She tells it like a place she knows by heart. Standing in that cottage, smelling my mother everywhere, I decided some things don't need explaining. We're going back in the summer. Clara wants to learn the rest of the knots.